News Poster NGTV. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel.
I've been here for over 60 years. You can summon, I will expose you guys to the world for the corrupt people that you are. Whether it's Alagbo, whether it's APCO, these people are thieves. They are thugs, and they must be brought to book.
Just came back now, and he's using the money he had collected to fight dirty again. That is his antics. I have what it takes to send anybody packing on that land.
The Center for Human and Socio-Economic Rights and Lawyers for Reform Group call on public interest in ensuring the protection of fundamental and social justice rights, promoting peace and legal intervention, overpower Tussle on the bona fide owner of the property situated at 10 Kudirat Abiola Way, Oregun, Ikeja, Lagos. However, several personalities and top politicians in Lagos State were allegedly accused. Meanwhile, the investigation revealed that 2 acres of land, the land matter, were to be decided by the courts.
This property was acquired by my father, late engineer Ebenezer Olawale Fasheun, in 1961. And we have lived here since then. So it's been over 60 years. We lived here. My father died in 2004. Shortly after he died, some so-called Omoniles now raised themselves and laid claim to this property. They made some fake documents, some fake papers. They went to a court in Aja, not even Ikeja, and filed a claim that the land belongs to them, a land that we've occupied for 60 years. Not only that, they are sponsored. These are land grabbers by a notorious land grabber in Lagos. His name is Tomori Williams. He's the one sponsoring them. Now, that case is before Justice Safari in Aja right now. They are waiting to see what happens in another situation that's brought about by someone they call Baba Ito. This Baba Ito, his name is James Omolaja Odumbaku. He calls himself a cardinal. He's the notorious land grabber. He was a chieftain in APC. This man in 2021, showed up at this property in the back here, brought Zone 2 police officers. They arrested all the guys on the premises. They locked them up, and they brought bulldozers and began to destroy what's back there. So I went to Zone 2 to file a petition against him. It went nowhere. I went to land grabbers against this man. My petition at land grabbers went nowhere. Only to find out a few months later that this man went and wrote a fictitious petition against me at land grabbers, saying that I'm the one that stole the land from him, a land that's been in my family for 60 years. The AG of Lagos State at the time now issued an arrest warrant for me, the owner of the land, based on his own petition that I should be arrested. So we've been fighting that. Now, suddenly now, the two of them, the two factions, the Gwaye and the Odumbaku faction, they are now getting together because they see that they cannot get anywhere. My land is well registered. They now join forces together with one chief of staff, I believe his name is Tayo Ayinde, and some other high officials in Lagos State. And their plan is to forcefully enter again. To forcefully enter using the land department, the building department. They want to come here and say that the things that we are using are not good, that they are not soft, so they can have reason to demolish buildings here. So I am urgently appealing to the governor of this state now. This is not the only land grabbing case in this state. This is not the only one. There's plenty of them, and these people are known people. They are notorious people. There's a situation recently that just came up. They called the man Ibile that was just arrested. This one that's funding my problems here, his name is Tomori Williams. They know these people. They have all police people at Alagbon that they're on their payroll. So I went to Alagbon, no avail. I've been to Zone 2, no avail. I've been to land grabbers, no avail. You tell me, what are the laws for? These people are giving Lagos State a bad name. They are giving this country a bad name. People like myself, we work hard in the United States. We want to come home and invest money in this country. We are afraid to do that. If a property has been in my family for 60 years and somebody can show up in 2021 and say it belongs to them, can you imagine someone that's just buying land here and wants to register it in 2023? Am I making my point to everybody? Do you guys understand where I'm coming? So we are crying now for our president. There's a new IG, Egbetokun. I'm crying to our governor in Lagos State. You have to do something about these people, because there are a lot of innocent people that don't have the resources to fight these people. thank God I have some resources to fight them. And I want to let them know, Tayo Ayudenyo, Odunbakunyo, I'm going to Yoruba now because why this matter pain me in my heart. Okay? Nobody is going to come to this land and remove me from this. I've been here for over 60 years. You can I will expose you guys to the world for the corrupt people that you are. Whether it's Alagbo, whether it's APCO, these people are thieves. They are thugs and they must be brought to book. So I'm appealing to our governor to come to our aid. And if there's anybody out there going through what I've been going through, please consult the Lawyers for Reform group. And let's band together and make this country a country that people can invest in.
The summary of the whole thing is that Mr. Fasheun's dad, his father, his late dad, that is late Ebenezer Olawanle Oladipo Fasheun. He bought this land from Egun family in the year 1960. There was a registered survey in respect of this land, and there was a registered deed of conveyance of 1961, registers at the land registry, that is at Ibadan then, now Lagos. So all the documents as regards this land have been perfected. So, upon the death of my client's late dad, there was a litigation between the concubine to the man who has about 3 children for him, and she went to court that she's entitled to possession of this place, that she's entitled to possession of this place and she wants to benefit from the estate of late Ebenezer Oladipo Fasheun. And the court, in the judgment delivered by Honorable Justice Oyabo, said that she was not legally married to the man, and as at the time she claimed that she's married to the man, the marriage between Mr. Olufemi Fasheun, that is my own client, and his own mother, who is still alive, is suspicious. So the court denied her that access. So subsequently, about 3 or 4 years ago, we just discovered that, you see, all these places, I don't know, maybe they have explained, all these places, some of their access to this place, you can get into this place from the other side. We just discovered that one day, some people just trespassed into this place. Upon inquiry, we discovered that it is the family called Egunwaye. It is this same Egunwaye family that sold the land to Mr. Fasheun's dad. These clay people bought from the clay industry, bought from the same family. So maybe because the place was being used as a poultry, you can see that building is an old building. That building has lasted more than 40 years or 50 years. The building you are seeing there. So we just try to put it into shape. So it's a very old building. So that building has been standing because the most of the land is being used for poultry. So when the man died, they just capitalized that, this is an opportunity, this is the land, and they tried to enter. So, but what we did is that we prevented them from doing that. We resisted that attempt. And what they were now doing is that they now enlisted the police, so that they will help them in their act of land grabbing. They first of all enlisted the policemen at Zone 2. They were here when we have police, we have security guards, private security guards and some other security guards. They will come, they will arrest them, they will charge them to court without investigation. We will go to court and we will get them released. They will come again, they will charge like 3 or 4 times. So when we discovered that, man, we cannot continue with this, we need to go to court and we file a fundamental right action against them. So when they discovered that they can no longer use the police at Zone 2, they went to Alagbon and they involved some police officers at Alagbon, one DSP, Manko, Shahabu, Abubakar, and a lot of them. So those ones, the normal modus operandi. So in fact, there was a time that those ones came here, they locked this place up, they said we cannot work here because there was a complaint. Then we now asked them, the people that came to complain to you, they are this same Egunwaye whom we bought from. But now they have, the land grabber, they have a way of doing their own thing. As at that time, they have enlisted the services of one William Tomori, who claimed to be their financier. So the police now said, we told them that no, you cannot tell us that we cannot work on this land, or you now lock the place because you are not the court. let us have an order of the court. So when the problem is too much, we decided to file an action against them before Honorable Justice Auxillary. The action is presently ongoing, and we have obtained an order of interlocutory injunction restraining them. They've enlisted a lot of people, the APC stalwart, Odun Baku, a lot of balance within the area, you know. But what we are trying to say is that if they knew that if they have any genuine documents, they should come to court and ventilate their action, not by enlisting different personalities within the state. They are using their connection, maybe as Omonile, they are enlisting one or two other people, different government functionaries. So what the purpose of this is that they will still continue to come. They will still continue to perfect their act, because you know they have seen the land. The value of this land presently is more than 1 billion naira. So they are ready to do anything to hijack that. But we need to let the world know that no, it will not. When there is law, there must be respect for the rule of law.
Furthermore, the accused party and its legal counsel could not hide displeasure over the slander and libel laid against them while interacting with the journalist in Lagos.
We are already well represented in a suit against the Igbo family that we are working for. So we believe that the interest of the Fasheun is nowhere in jeopardy. There's someone representing the Fasheuns. When they came in, legal arguments were raised before the judge that it's going to amount to abuse of court process if the old woman that is the wife is a wife to the claimant, the troublemaker's father, is already challenging. The woman is not defending her suit in her capacity as she's defending the interests of the entire Fasheuns. Fortunately for us, the judge reasoned along with us and struck out the case of this same man we're talking about. The court struck his case out. And I expected him to be a gentleman, give the old woman all their necessary support, put their house in order. It's a personal issue within the Fasheun family, not our case. But instead of him doing that, he did not. He will bring in mobile police today, he will bring in OP Mesa tomorrow, and now I'm the soldiers. If your hands are clean, you should go to Equity full of pride and confidence. But if you're going to Equity with a dirty hands, you have problems. This is a man that had placed well over 10 encumbrances, 10 out of provocation, 10 out of perversion of justice, in the will of the clock of justice. You want to come fighting neatly. The next day you go fighting dirty. You are before a competent court of law. You've already sold. He sold. And the people he sold to are giving him problem. He will sell run to the US. I want you, gentlemen of the press, to get this. It's a very highly emotional issue. But I need to be in my sanity to be able to address his madness. I'm sorry to use this word. But honestly, the man will provoke even the dumbest of dumps. Permit me to use that language. He sold the land to the US over a year ago, and we've been managing the person he sold to say, look, go and meet, you can't build. Because the case is in court. As of the time that he was in court, before his case was struck out, he had already sold.
You mean that same land?
That same man, that same land. He had sold. please, just as my sons will always say, you want this house, you went to work, you came back, you met someone else in your house, will you sit down and fold your arms? You should drive the person out before you come, because God forbid, small time now, they will start saying possession is 9/10 of the law. Before you can say Jacobis, they were saying you slept over your rights, over your right. Lawyers will start blowing legal grammar, latches and acquiescence. Where were you when the man was doing this? We are honorable, responsible professionals. I've been in this my profession close to 30 years. I don't know how to sell rice. I don't know how to sell petrol. I don't know how to do bunkering. I don't know how to do bureau de change. The only work I've known how to do in my life is this land business. So I should be wise enough to run away from act of provocation of someone like this. So we just felt the best thing we need to do is to always meet him at every point, every stopping point in his moves. Another part of his provocation is bringing in the press. You are the same person that you are beating someone. The person is crying, and you are also crying that why should he be crying? You beat a child, the child is crying, and you are complaining that the child is crying. Let me just let you briefly into some of the antics of this Igbo man that will cause trouble in Nigeria and run to the US. He's back now. I know. And please, let him know this, that I know he's back. Because he just sold another portion of this property to another person, possibly a military man. And in a bid to defend the money he had collected, he just came back now and he's using the money he had collected to fight dirty again. That is his antics. He sells, collect money, start fighting you. When he sees that the pressure is reduced, he run to the US. He's back because the person is sold to now. The man that kept armed soldiers on that land now is troubling him. And anytime he tries to do this, instead of me bringing in talks, I won't do that. I'm a reasonable man. I'm a traditional ruler, not in Lagos, in the entire Yoruba land. I'm the leader of a war clan in Yoruba land. So the best means of me defending myself is to go to the police. Just this Friday, I was at Alagbo to report this man to the police in Alagbo. And I'm happy that the press, you are here today with regards to this. I was just thinking last week that it will not be good for me to bring in the press. Because honestly, this report will not be complete until you get to Alagbo. Because if the police get to know, they will do their job. Please. The police must be brought into this job. Which section? GI section, escort section. They need to know. Once the police knows that this, because this will have led to breach of peace. It will have led to breach of peace. I have what it takes to send anybody packing on that land. I have what it, and I'm saying it unapologetically. I have what it takes. But I won't let anybody come and pour sand in my garden. I will not. I will not.
I'm very surprised that Aare Tomori Williams is being mentioned in this matter. Surprised because I've been in the matter since 2011. When you talk of number 10, Kudirat Abiola, I believe that's why you were talking of Oregun. I've been in the matter since 2011. Before then, yes, maybe earlier before then, sometime in 2008, between 2008 and 2010, my client, Aare Tomori Williams, was invited by the Igbo/Ajose family to handle their properties as attorney in Oregun. Well, I had to represent him, and part of what I had to do for them as a lawyer is to look at some of the documents they had, the properties they said were theirs, and then see how I could recover any of them for them. And one of them was number 10, Kudirat Abiola Way, Oregun. I wrote a letter. That letter is dated sometime in between 2010 and 2011. I wrote a letter when we saw somebody was clearing the site. We saw my client saw that and came to me. We went there. Somebody was clearing the site with heavy armed military men. We approached them. The army men said not that we should not come close. But one young man came who called himself Olufemi Fasheun, and said that the place belonged to his father, and that his father bought the place from one Adamu Olota. We told him Adamu Olota was a baile in the area we agreed, but never owned that place. But he said it belonged to his father. After negotiations failed, we went to court. We went to court in 2011 in suit number ID 1375 of 2011. Between Egwaye, Ayinde, Sani Egwaye, and two others, versus Mrs. E.O. Fasheun and others. They were not the only people. We had a case against Clay Industries. You know Clay by their side. Yes. So when we sued Clay, Clay brought those who sold to them. Then when we sued these people, they now claimed, initially they were telling us Adamu Olota. Subsequently, they now said they bought from one Esimili. Okay, bring any person, just a single human being from a Esimili family, to authenticate that they actually sold. They say they've been there for years. What were we doing since all these years? So, what attracted us was your clearing of this area. The house you built at the back was house your father built, because the father was a surveyor, I believe, I was told some years back, and they floated this idea that the whole of Oregun was under acquisition and scared the landowners. Landowners were no more getting close. So we did a charting of the place, and government told us that place had never been under acquisition. We now said, no, your father didn't get this through any acquisition. They now said it was through one estimate. So, okay, we went to court. One Mrs. E.O. Fasheun came in as representing the family. The E.O. Fasheun, we were told, was a wife to Engineer Fasheun, the purported owner of the place. She has been defending them. We started our case. These things, they say cases stay too long in court. They will blame judge, they will blame lawyer. Sometimes it's the parties themselves. Now, we started the matter, we gave evidence, concluded our evidence as far back as 2016 or thereabouts. And then the first defendant, one E.O. Fasheun, went into the witness box to say her own part of the story. And tendered documents, she said, was her husband's, with the document with which her husband bought the place. In the course of going through this, she came back to say one of her witnesses, the surveyor, was dead, and they needed to change the surveyor. In the process of doing that, so many people started bringing applications, they want to join the case. You want to join a case that started in 2011. We are informed of this matter, you were served, you did nothing. We finished our own side of the story. The court has heard us and concluded with us and discharged my witnesses. One of my witnesses was eventually an Oba in Ondo State. I think he ended up as the permanent chairman of traditional rulers in Ondo State. How do I go back to that place to recall all these people? So I did not only oppose the application, the woman that was representing their estate opposed the application. Every other person opposed it. And the court said, no, you can't join. Not at this stage. The court dismissed that application. Again, he filed another one. The same application to join the matter again. And we said, you can't come again. It's been dismissed. The best you can do for yourself is to go on appeal. Anything, the High Court cannot do any further thing in that matter. And by a ruling dated, I think, 21st of June, 2023, the court again dismissed his application to join the suit again. But he now resorted into self-help by going to that place to start developing the place. But you know what he did? If he just went there, maybe he now got army and police to be on that site. When we got that, the first thing he did was to go to the army. He said, how can you release your personnel to start guiding a land in dispute and then threatening one other section? The army said they didn't know about them. The provost marshal sent people, a colonel, to come to that place. By the time the army people sighted them, they ran away. So none of them was arrested. We didn't press further because we don't want to put anybody in trouble. Then he now brought in OPMSR people. And they were there so that nobody can have access to that place. They were there doing all they were doing. We didn't want to start. It's not as if we don't have to run around violence. We restrained all the boys from making any noise. So the matter is in court. Let's allow the court to go ahead.
Above all, Force Criminal Investigative Department FCID Ikoyi Annex Alagbon Lagos debunked the allegations laid against officers mentioned above. In Lagos, Doris Israel, reporting for Newsbuster TV.